Hey, how's it going, guys? Long time no see, and actually we're in a different place now. We moved. We got a house and we're in the new garage. Again, we have blueberries. Long story short is that I'm having troubles again with my throttle body, and this is the last video I'm gonna make on my throttle body because this is getting ridiculous. I'm gonna do like a really quick recap of what's going on. I was having issues with my throttle body where only the last 10% of the actual throttle was working. I don't know if you can see, but nothing until the last 10%. I made a video about switching throttle bodies completely, so I swapped this whole thing. You can actually tell the difference in color. This one came from the manual donor car. I test drove it once for the video and it was fine, and when you drive the car more than like a mile, then it starts acting up. Right now I'm having two symptoms. The first symptom is when you're getting up to speed and not even getting on it, just cruising, trying to make the speed limit, throttle becomes stiff and kind of pushes back just randomly. Second is maintaining it at a constant speed. The car feels like it stalls, like the car just hiccups pretty badly. I don't know what's wrong. I don't have any code. I am going to be switching out to my original throttle body, which is over there, of course. I have to go around and get it. This is the original throttle body that came with the car, and they're pretty much the same. On this guy, I took it apart and then I broke the actual casing and I soldered those 4 leads that are on the actual board. Hopefully this is going to work just fine. I'm gonna swap it out and go on a test drive because I have class in less than 2 hours and I still have to shower, so this is gonna be quick and easy. And I don't even know where my tools are because we just moved, so we've been living out of boxes for the last like 2 weeks, so I better hurry. And with the snap of a finger, we are done. And that took me like not even 15 minutes. I'm getting quicker at this, which is kind of sad, but haven't driven the car in 2 weeks. I've actually just parked it in the backyard. Battery's running a little low. So perfect opportunity to test out if the solder works and to kind of charge the battery. So I'm gonna give that a quick little drive. But yeah, I've been driving the FRS specifically because this thing with the throttle like that, it's not even worth driving. It's annoying more than anything. I know a lot of you guys are IS300 subscribers, but this car has been slowly getting on my last nerve. Every so often, it just kind of gets on my last nerve. I don't know, I've been wanting something with a 1J, and this would be a perfect car to do it so, but at the same time, I'm like, I should just sell it. Okay, but enough about future talks. Let's go on a quick little drive. You know, I'm gonna keep my hopes up. I'm hopeful, but I'm trying to be realistic. I hope that fixed the car. Okay, my battery's already over 12 volts. And just like that, it's actually been 2 days later from the test drive. Weird how that works out, but actually, our little test drive pointed out a couple problems. We have a couple more check engine lights, which we have the random/multiple misfires. We have misfire in cylinder number 2 and cylinder number 4. Obviously, that's something that I'm goofed up when I put on the throttle body. So right now, I'm gonna take off the throttle body for the 5th quadrillionth time this month, and I'm gonna see what I accidentally unplugged. I didn't even get a quarter of a mile before it started sputtering. It came back, and then that time the engine was pretty much warm, and I didn't want to touch it because it was hot and the engine was hot. So let's do that, and I'll update you when I take the throttle body off. They're random bugs, actually. Side of the house. On the side of the house, there's a nice little nest right there, and I was about to take it down, but I'm like right here working on the car. So after I finish working on the car, I'm gonna knock it down and run inside. Hopefully, if they stay there, they don't get me. Done quickly and efficiently before I get stung. Okay, so I took off throttle body. Everything's still kind of here, just pushed away to the side for time's sake. If you remember, cylinder 2 and cylinder 4 were misfiring. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but some of the cylinders, I guess the spark plugs, are full of liquid. A couple months ago, maybe it have been last year actually, I replaced the valve cover gasket because it leaks a lot of oil. The car does, and it still does. The oil leak, I narrowed it down to the cam seals right here, but this is probably just residual oil from before, but you can see all that is wet. Now, it's been raining the last couple days, but this hood is completely sealed. I don't think water got from here and somehow in there. Now, when I took off the throttle body to change it, this is a coolant line that runs through the throttle body. when I unhooked it, a lot of cooling came out of it, so I think that's when all that water got introduced. I don't think it was that much, but right now I'm gonna take off the spark plugs just to make sure everything's okay and dry out the hole, and yeah, we'll go from there. All my batteries are dying. The battery on the GoPro 8 died, the battery on the GoPro 4 died, and the battery on the GoPro 7, which I'm using right now, is about to die. As you saw in the last clip, I pulled out all the spark plugs and they're all soaked. I think the least soaked one is cylinder 1 and 2, but they were still pretty bad. I don't know if you can tell on camera, oil and a little bit of that orange-red radiator fluid from the Lexus. They use the Toyota Red, whatever it might be. When I took out that coolant hose for the throttle body, it just killed it off. And let me get a flashlight, you might be able to see it better. So I don't know how well you can see, but I did the new mistake of just pulling the spark plugs out without cleaning everything around it. So all the fluid that was in the, I guess the channel, just went down into the cylinder, and yeah, that's pretty gross. So now I gotta find a way to clean the cylinders, and I'm gonna try to put everything back together and see if that works, because it makes sense. The coil packs are soaked in liquid, so that has to be it. I don't see why else it would be misfiring. So just another reason. So it is indeed a brand new day, and the car was fixed yesterday. After the last clip you saw, I went for a test drive to make sure everything was good, and the car drove flawlessly. And it's weird because I was fighting a couple issues at once. And when I swapped out the throttle body, I did two things. I swapped out the throttle body and added a wire from the ECU to the cluster. When you swap your manual IS300 and you use the manual ECU, you have a check engine code for speed sensor or something other. I can't remember what the code is off the top of my head. To fix that, you run the wire. So when I did those two things, the car started running terribly, and I blamed everything on the new throttle body. I was swapping throttle bodies. I took it in and out so many times. I cleaned it. I did so many things, and I ended up putting the old throttle body back on, the original, and I ended up taking the APPS sensor and soldering the leads in there. So I took it apart, you know, broke the casing and everything, resoldered it, so now it's working. When I did that, it was still doing the exact same thing. It's like, there's no way this is happening. Two throttle bodies, I fixed the thing, and it's still happening. And out of rage, I cut the wire yesterday. I was like, what if this wire is messing things up? And I cut it and test drove the car, and it's amazing. So this whole time, I've been fighting myself this wire. So originally, the APPS sensor did go out, so that was a normal, what I would say normal fail. The misfire issue was a thing from the coolant line that I induced. There was some residual oil in there, but I think that's just the valve cover seeping through a little bit combined with the coolant. It was a kind of a mess. I tested the car yesterday for a couple miles and it did great. I came back and then I haven't driven it. So now I need to run some errands, so we're gonna go do that. I wish we were going somewhere fun. I'm just going to not the hardware store, the home improvement store. I gotta get some drywall stuff to fix one of the rooms. Oh Lord, this is hot. So I'm gonna put on the head cam and we'll record our little trip there. The car says it's 105 degrees. Oh my God, it's hard to breathe out here. I was a little chilly inside with the AC, but this is unbearable. I feel like I'm melting. Actually gonna turn around back to the house. So I just talked about, oh, how great this car drives, how amazing it is, and I think it's misfiring right now. Maybe I didn't fix the misfiring issue. I'm pretty sure it stuttered. I did that twice, so I'm gonna check, make sure it's not just my paranoia. It's Gonna park here real quick, and there's so much shade. I'm over here like talking how great this car is, how amazing it runs, saying everybody needs an IS300, but here it is, just letting me down again. I'm a little upset, not gonna lie. The speed sensor is back, but I can feel it. I'm just gonna go home. I can feel a misfire, like it's even... Didn't do that time. That's really weird. And I do gotta admit, the plugs on... I think I just need to replace all my coil packs and stuff. So you know what that means? The throttle body has to come out again. Great. Oh, this is bad. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off, mailman. I need to turn. Okay, I need to stop the GPS because it's yelling at me and it's like, hey, you're going the wrong way. At least the AC is running. Cylinder 1, 3, and 1 and 3. Hot. That is very hot. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for that to cool down. I don't want to burn my hands. Pretty upsetting. It's okay. Should have taken this car in the first place. Let's get out of here. So ever since I got into cars, I've kind of liked having two cars for this purpose. If one breaks down, I still have something to get around with. And for the last couple hours, I've been working on drywall stuff. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll show you what I'm doing. This isn't a home improvement channel. Danielle's gonna kick my butt if I don't clean up the floor. Ta-da! Well, so, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Wall had needed a lot of, it wasn't good, but I gotta make it better. That's a lot of, I gotta sand it all down. Anyway, I've been doing some drywall filler, I guess mud would be the other term for it. I have no idea. Yeah, so I'm all filthy. So, yay for drywall mud. Boom. Oh, it's been like a couple hours and this thing's still pretty warm. We got here with a cylinder 1 and cylinder 3 misfire. From my little knowledge, cylinder 1 and 6 repaired, 3 and 4 and 2 and 5. I think that's what the order is. But yeah. Oh my god. I don't know if you can see that. Here is showing some wire. I don't know if you can see that. 2, 4, and 6 have the actual coil pack. So I'm gonna order new spark plug wires for 1, 3, and 5 and see if that works. And if not, I'm trying not to buy coil packs because those are expensive. It's about to storm and it's kind of cooling off a bit. The wasp nest is still there. We just moved in maybe 2 weeks ago and one of the neighbors actually mowed the yard for us because we don't have a lawnmower. And he said he found 2 snakes in the backyard. And I am terrified of going back here now. I can walk under wasp nests all day long, which I need to take that down. But snakes, I don't even want to be outside right now. Back to this. So I probably won't get this car running in this video. I'm curious. Let's see if it's misfiring now. That's a good misfire. It is what it is. You know, you can't expect this car to run forever, which the other 4 IS300s I've had did run forever and flawless, but this caught my attention. This caught my attention. I noticed it from like 50 feet. Stay. Is the other one like that? No, that one's good. One of these days I'm gonna look and that's gonna be completely gone. I don't know if you heard that lightning or thunder, I don't know the difference, but thank you guys for watching this weird video, and again, if you don't see videos from me, it's because I've been busy with the move and school and work and all that stuff, so maybe Blueberry will stick around, but I gotta fix them. I'm not saying I'm selling it, but I'm not saying I'm 110% happy with this car right now. Close this and call it a day.